Hello, my name is GregTech and welcome back. Our GregTech New Horizons Season 2. I am just sorting out how to get these let's just say Star Matter bolts. I can never remember the name. Magnet oh Magneto hydrodynamically constrained Star Matter bolt. So it looks like we just have to do the bolt and then combine it like the plates in the electric implosion compressor. Do that. Do this. Thankfully, these Eternity ingots aren't horrible to work with. It's not like super long recipes or anything like that. There we go. We can see that it's almost instantaneous. We do have a bunch of molten Eternity. So be good. We have a lot of chronic singularities as well. That's a bit of a round, kind of like a circular process. So active crafting is not great with it, but I haven't figured out how I want to go about doing that. Like I could keep in stock, do something like that. I really am not entirely sure how we're going to do that, but I'm doing these let's say Star Matter bolts, because I am trying to craft up the next tier. So our tier 8, get that done, and we'll knock out hopefully the tier 9 as well. Now I actually have a bit of a backlog of episodes, so I have a couple days that I can work on this. So this episode might actually span like 2 or 3 real life days of letting the world run. So hopefully by the end of this episode, we will get our thing upgraded to tier 9. I think just pushing for tier 9 seems to be think that is going to be the best thing right now. Obviously, there's other things we could work on. I might, as stuff like that is crafting up, maybe another good time to knock out yet another magic mod, which is probably what I'll do. But yeah, like I said, I do want to get these crafting up. They're not. This part isn't too bad. That one, the stabilization one's the bad one, but I've mentioned that 1,000 times. These aren't too bad. Like all these digital singularities are really easy. Space time is a little bit more complicated, but overall, it's not too bad. Infinity chests are a bit of a pain as well, but yeah. There is the update, the 2.5 update. I don't know if I'm gonna update to 2.5 or maybe wait for the bug fix 2.51. That's usually usually won't break as much stuff in my base, but there are a few things that are going to get broken. So I'm just kind of waiting to see if there's any major issues or anything with the pack before I jump in and then have to troubleshoot everything for 3 episodes. So, okay, yeah, let me just get to crafting this up and we'll come back later. Okay, that one was relatively painless. Crafting up 1 at a time isn't too bad. It's when you have to craft up 100 and something. It gets a bit time consuming, but that actually didn't come over as that bad. Trying to keep track of what I have done. So this is the final one of the space-time fuel generators. There we go. 432 million computation for the tier 9. Funny. We'll get that going. I am already crafting up parts for it. I'm just kind of crafting up singular parts I'm doing... Well, actually, at the moment, I'm crafting up more crafting storage, but I'm also crafting up 414 quantum circuits to get those going, because they take a little bit of time. The actual resources aren't too bad, but it just takes some time. And then we will craft up the digital singularities. When I'm gonna upgrade the crafting. I think I'm actually gonna add like a whole second side to this. I'm gonna do 27 more of these because all the digital singularities that I was gonna craft up. Which, by the way, did you know you could do that? And it'll compute it for you? I didn't know you could do like math functions in there. That's hilarious. Very helpful when you're trying to craft up all this stuff. So yeah, we need 342 million bytes. 288 is the largest one right now. So yeah, just getting that crafted up, quantum circuits, and then I will be crafting up all this. Probably even do... Well, I'm going to hold off. If I start crafting up too much at once, then like like the other stuff can't get crafted. So I'm kind of like waiting for that to finish all these chips and stuff, and then we'll move on to the next bits. So yeah, so we're waiting on SOCs there just to finish those. Unfortunately, it's probably lots of things, but I do have parallel for a lot of this stuff, but I could probably even speed it up more. But now that I'm crafting it up, if I throw in some UMVA wireless hatches, it's just going to mess it up. So we'll just let it run and do its thing. Okay, gone ahead, and we got the first Gallifreyan, however you say it, scanned up here. So I can go ahead and... I already forgot we have one of those here. I can already go out and switch these, and I need to fix I'm going to turn that off so I don't forget or something like that. And I need to expand this by 1. I'm not going to get them going quite yet because I am producing the parts, not manually, but I'm doing them. I'm not doing it all at once. Just makes it a little less taxing on the base. Plus, if I need to craft up something else, if I'm doing 300,000 optical circuits, it takes a while to get to the next thing. So that is kind of why I'm doing that. Also breaking down some stuff here, as you can see. All right, I don't need to rush to get that yet because we're not crafting them up, but we are ready there. I am, as we're doing this, I am breaking this down though, because these two things we no longer use. Kind of crazy because we built this stuff like how many episodes ago? This has been like our ore processing for a very, very long time. It's kind of crazy that we're kind of all done with it. We do use that other mega chemical reactor for crafting now, so this is completely obsolete, and then all this is obsolete as well. We do use that for liquid helium. I've never moved it. Doesn't really need to be moved, so I've just kind of left it there. And even infinity coils are completely obsolete by this point, aren't they? I'm just going to dump this all in the A system. I could probably like just delete some of that stuff, like UHV 16 amp. Never going to use it ever again. A lot of that stuff Like, all this stuff can just go, to be honest. The regular energy hatches I'll keep because they do get used in the wireless version if I ever need to do that, but yeah, for the most part. Most part, it is all just obsolete stuff now. All right, now the reason I am, oops, messing up my base here, is doing this is because I want to expand. We're good here, right? Yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna expand our processing here because we really just go through, as you can see, there's 220,000 engraved crystal chips there and stuff like that. It just takes a while to get through that. Even at super max, not max, but UMV, these have all been upgraded. And it's still slow with 10 precision laser engravers. It's still slow. So I figured let's go ahead and just continue expanding this. Maybe do 8 more, maybe even more, who knows. Maybe I'll do like a row on top, 8 more, plus 16 more. I have no idea. But this is kind of where we're at in the back. You just go from a dozen to like 50 of the multi-blocks. So I think that's what I'm going to do there. I do have to be a little bit careful with this. So I may actually, instead of sharing this part, I may actually start 1 over. Just because it gives a bit more room to share. Because these are shared. Just makes it a bit easier. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So at least 8 more. And then I think that seems to be, I don't know if that's stuck. I've noticed that sitting there. That is running. Is that, you know what we could do? I could just throw the quantum thing on. I usually don't have it running all the time. But we could do that. Although, no, yeah, we got the agar. Yeah, I don't have it. I'll leave it. I don't know. I'm just trying to like decide if I want to change the thing. Actually, I do. I think it's 1. Is it? I don't remember. 1 gives more stem cells. It's 2. I want the living solder out of it because that is the most annoying of it. All right, so that should craft up living solder, and it should. I don't know. It might be doing it. You know what? It may be crafting it for all these. Ah, there. Yeah, that's why it's crafting it. Well, it'll go through that faster with the quantum thing running. All right, so let me get back to doing the things. This may take a little while. If the multi-blocks, I don't think they'll be busy with the processing factory. Oh, I have a whole bunch. Just kidding. Oh, not mixing. Nope. I need Yeah, I need about, I don't know, I'm going to do like 23. And then we'll see. Okay, still crafting up the final parts for the Gallifreyan space-time field generators. And I've gone ahead and a couple little minor upgrades around the base. One of them being chlorine. I was really low on chlorine, and I've had the world running, so I don't know what the... Yeah, we're still pretty low on chlorine, as you can see, because I have to fill up a whole bunch of stuff, and one of the reasons is that we go through this really, really fast with the quantum. This one we're doing right now doesn't use chlorine and stuff. I am using it to craft up living solder. Actually, living solder doesn't go in there. So we have 532 million living solder, but that goes like so fast. We might have actually just used like 300 million. I didn't see. I just started crafting up the last half. I did the infinity chests in halves. I really need to switch these recipes over now that we're getting plenty of stellar as well. But I was worried that we would go through it too quick. Yeah, we just used 532 million living solder, so I actually had over 1 billion from our quantum, so I'm just letting that run. But I was really low on... We had run out of chlorine, so I was out of hydrochloric acid, which this is... No, that's the iron chloride it's crafting up. Iron chloride and hydrochloric acid I was out of, because if we remember, like these use chlorine as well. So long story short, I have gone ahead and added a whole bunch more electrolyzers to produce chlorine. As we can see, it's down to 2 ticks. I could speed it up even faster if we want. I just had a whole bunch of wireless hatches, so I use those. And it's salt water. So we're turning salt water into chlorine. I'm just voiding the sodium hydroxide dust and the hydrogen. Actually, I probably don't need to void sodium hydroxide. I could just let that go. We use it a little bit. We don't use it a ton anymore. There are a few recipes here and there. Man, there is a lot of sodium alunate recipes. I was just seeing that. We used to use it in our Naquata line, which we don't do anymore. So I don't know how much of a use it actually has, to be honest. Yeah, mostly it was used with Naquata. But anyway, we're voiding it. So basically we are just producing chlorine and then that's it. We're not worried about the hydrogen at all. Because we get plenty from the thing. So yeah, I'm just I switched it over. I think we were doing salt before, but there was no way we were keeping up with it. So I crafted up more of those to produce chlorine. Also, our three whatchamacallits are actually keeping up with our dragon things. We used to have like 4 million. We're down to nothing. So I have 10,000 ingots of dragon blood. I have 100,000 there. So, yeah, we are keeping up relatively well with that. Since we're just letting the world run and that's just producing that. I should maybe throw some more bees in there. I don't feel like messing with that right now, though. So that is kind of where we're at. I am crafting up the infinity chests. We have all the space times. We have all the digital singulars. Actually, quantum circuits. We crafted those up, but I don't know. We have most of them. I was just thinking. I'm like, are we using these? But I haven't really been crafting up much stuff that uses them. So Main thing, I think we even have all the reinforced too. We need the fluid cell blocks and the quantum tanks, and then we can upgrade our EOH. So we're getting there. We are getting there. I have all the digital singularities and everything, so getting closer and closer. Okay, so I've actually managed to completely clear out that whole area that we used to use for all our chemistry stuff, because almost every single thing was obsolete. So I just broke it all down, and there was really like the chlorine we already did, but the only other one was really lubricant. Was the only other thing. Like a lot of the stuff was like phenol and ammonia and stuff like that. Well, we don't need any of that anymore with the quantum transformer. That just knocks out all the end products. So I'm like, let me just get rid of this. I've been wanting to get rid of it for a while. So all done. I much prefer that, I think, where we kind of have our main building in front and then we spread out behind the base. A lot of this stuff is, though, like pretty much all this is obsolete too. That's obsolete. Everything else is, nope, that's obsolete. So we got tons of stuff that's actually gone obsolete. Even our ore processing is starting to, not quite there yet, but it's definitely starting to become obsolete. That actually reminds me, I need to, these unknown particles. For the quantum anomalies, we use them for, I forget what. Yeah, these raw tesseracts, I think. Yeah, we still don't think we can get, I don't think we move away from this ever. Actually, I don't think we're doing that recipe. That just switches the temporal fluid to the spatially enlarged fluid. That's all that does. I don't know. We may end up doing it this way, so we do need these quantum anomalies. All right, and the easiest way to get them is in the DTPF, which uses unknown particles. So I need to... Oh, I didn't even... I didn't even think about this recipe. I was thinking, yeah, we had to do... We're doing it this way in our chemical bath. Grade 7 purified water, which gets us the 8 and then the unknown particle. I sped that up, but I think last time I looked at it, yeah, it's not running because it went through the entire, I had like, I think like 40 million or something in there. But we have gone through the entire backlog of, so we're not really producing those anymore, but I didn't actually think about that quantum recipe. Yeah, we don't really use that one anymore either. There's probably something in there that we might need, but okay, so what was that? There. So I guess I'll do it that way. Also, while I'm here, what I originally was going to start talking about, I've gotten distracted again, is the Molten Infinity. I think I'm going to start upgrading the recipes to use Stellar. And the reason for that is because I was looking at the Stellar recipe. I didn't realize that the actual plasma only uses 25. I thought it was a bucket, but it's only using 25. So we actually have way, way more than I realized we had at first. So I think I'm going to start switching those over. Main reason is because we have gone through our entire backlog of Infinity, and we can get that more efficient. But before I do that, I may... it uses 64 quantum anomalies. I think we do have some unknown particles. We have 199. So I could do like 2 of those, but yeah, it's not surprising it's expensive-ish. I mean, it's not expensive, but I need to use it to get more of those particles. So I think I'll set that up for sure. And then how do we want to do, I guess 10 million. And then I can switch over the things. Now I don't want to ruin the discount because they have been running, well, at least this one has. This is my infinity one. So basically I'm just going to switch over. Is this actually producing hypogen? I thought it was producing infinity. I don't remember. I think, isn't hypogen like 75 seconds? Anyway, I think I will switch this over, but I am gonna have to... Now I'm like worried if I do this, they're gonna like turn off. I could probably switch that out for like another input hatch while it is running. I'm like 99% sure that is that. Yeah, alright. It wasn't doing the hypogen. Alright, so I think we'll just switch this out really quick. And then I'll switch this over to stellar. And then I will switch the... I'll switch the recipes, the actual recipes over, I think. I don't really need to have all the... I don't need to have the redstone on, but... I wonder if it would choose one over the other. I am kind of curious. It looks like it chose that one. It's probably going to do the same one it's been doing. Would be my guess. I was just thinking if we could leave both of them in there as like a little bit of a back... like a bit of a failsafe, but... Yeah, so basically we're going to do that. 4 infinity costs, infinity comb with a 3, and we get double the amount of infinity. That's the main reason I want to do it. Use half the catalyst and you get double back, and it's shorter. But I don't want to do that until I have built up a decent backlog, because I just don't want to lose the thing. So I'm going to let that run. Question is, do I want to switch this recipe out? I could actually do that. Yeah, because the whole thing is technically in there. So I could just, you know what, I'm going to do that. It might turn that off. Yeah, it's going to, I knew it was going to turn that off. That isn't my one that I usually keep running though. Should I just... Like those aren't, you're not really saving anything on that. I don't want to mess with too many things because then it screws up the recipe. I mean, I guess I can always cancel that, but I don't need to keep it running. What I can do is switch the thing. I'm actually going to move these back, I think. I think I'm going to do that. And then change this recipe to that one. And then I'll just manually do this. I think that's what I'll do. And then, I mean, most of the stuff I can switch out because we're not doing it. The only problem is if I switch out a recipe, then it screws up the thing. If it needs to craft it, but I think we're actually... The only thing it's crafting is that. Alright. So the only thing I really can't switch out is the space-time, and actually space-time, the recipe is not changing because it doesn't use Catalyst. Alright, I'm going to dump all this stuff in here. Also, we have some extra Infinity. This is what it crafted up before it started actually doing the recipe, so it didn't register that it had it. It got added after this started, but before it started crafting up the Infinity, so I'm just going to dump that in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to let this craft up a bit. We are crafting up those tier 4 plasmas, but man, that went really quick. Don't forget, we are getting a lot of this stuff from our Hive Harmony now. So a lot of that stuff, none of the, like most of the stuff we don't even need to craft up anymore. Like calcium plasma, 33 billion. Crazy. Titanium plasma, 25 billion. Yeah, we're in the billions here. Okay, so I'm gonna let that finish up, and then I will manually craft up. I'll manually craft up the whatchamacallit, the Infinity that we need, and then I'm gonna work on these, I think, because we definitely need a better source of those particles. And there we go. Just switched over to the Stellar Catalyst, so getting double, and it's twice as fast. So is that like 4 times as fast? I don't know, but there we go. We switched over. I removed that. We got our Stellar in there. I do need to set up, now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot. I need to set up an auto thing. We'll switch over the one from Exotic, wherever it is. This anymore. That stuff we need. Stuff we sort of need. Molten Quantum, probably don't really need that anymore. Molten Neutronium. I don't know if we actually need Molten Neutronium anymore either. We're not crafting up Hypogen. Where is... I'm blind. There it is. I'm going to switch this over to Stellar. So whenever we drop below 5, it will 5 million, it'll craft up Stellar. Now I should switch a couple of these recipes. The new ones I added. Because we use the smaller, like I only have, like these are, as you can see, it's like 10 million. A lot of this stuff we can actually remove. I won't get rid of the recipes, but like a lot of the stuff, now that I'm thinking about it, like we're going to be getting from our thing, so it doesn't need to be in there anymore. But just kind of like cleaning up stuff. What the kind of minor issue was, it was just crafting up small amounts, and at the moment I only have the one compact. I haven't upgraded the others yet, so it was kind of like only putting like 1 or 2 things in there. Actually, should we just go up to 2 million? That's kind of what I usually do. Yeah, so it would only craft up a couple, and it was switching back and forth, so it was kind of like really, it was really slow. So that one's a little different. Americium, it's not like a plasma, it's just molten. So the smaller amounts are fine when you have multiple, but when you only have the one, it's a bit of a pain because it only does 1 or 2 crafts, finishes that, then it puts the next one in, finishes that, and then it goes back to the other one, so it's just really, really slow with the startup time. But I think we're good with that. And if we do the whatever amount, so like 21 million or whatever. Molten Infinity I should do. $2 million, yeah. So yeah, it'll just do that. It does use 5.5 million, so it should turn on the autocraft, hopefully. But yeah, that's only 19 ticks, so quicker and just better overall. All right, cool. So anyway, unfortunately, not going to get this stuff all crafted up. It is taking quite a while. I mean, we are working on tier 9 stuff, but I'm using this time to clear up a whole bunch of other stuff. We got 2 more things I need to craft up. Quantum tanks and the fluid cells. Everything else, though, with these infinity chests is done. So then we will get the tier 9. And then I think we can actually do tier 10. The deep dark one. It says down here needs galley whatever in the thing. And I could be wrong, but I think this gives us like almost everything. I don't know. We'll see. Once we get the thing upgraded, I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, next episode we will definitely get it up. Anyway, that's good for today. Thanks for watching it. Have a good one.